First, I'm going to run trace precedents in the operating model. I can trigger it with Control-Shift-Left bracket or open it from the SheetWhiz sidebar. SheetWhiz immediately knows the cell I'm auditing and shows me every precedent cell feeding into the formula. I can jump through those cells with the arrow keys, and I can expand the precedence of those precedent cells to trace the formula multiple levels deep. We also have an AI assistant built into the audit window to contextualize and explain syntax. For example, on this accounts receivable formula, SheetWhiz explains what the formula is doing, how the result is calculated, and why it matters. It understands an increase in accounts receivable typically reduces operating cash flow. It also flags potential issues. Here, SheetWhiz notices that one of the reference cells is blank. I can jump directly to that cell, correct it from the trace precedence window by hitting this pencil icon, and SheetWhiz reruns the audit so I can confirm the formula is now calculating correctly. If I close the window, I can hit F5 to bring it right back on the cell I'm working on. That's the first use case, auditing whether a formula makes sense in the context of a financial model. Now let's look at a second example. Here I'm working with electric vehicle population data. This is a large data set with roughly 150,000 rows, and I want to enter a VIN number and return the make and model of the car. To do that, I'm using a VLOOKUP and an index match formula. With SheetWhiz, I can still see the precedent cells, but I can also use evaluate functions and groups to break the formula down piece by piece. For VLOOKUP and index match, instead of manually checking lookup values, ranges, row numbers, and return columns, SheetWhiz shows me what each part of the formula returns, including the reference cell that the VLOOKUP returns and its value. And the AI assistant works here too. If I'm not familiar with index match, I can ask SheetWhiz what it's being used for. Give it a second, and it'll break down how it works. So SheetWhiz helps with both types of auditing, the business context of the formula and the mechanics of how the formula actually works. Trace precedence is just one of many shortcuts and features in SheetWhiz. For the moments when you don't want to wait on AI, SheetWhiz includes over 100 spreadsheet and slide shortcuts, including trace dependence, paste special, autofit, goal seek, data tables, auto coloring, and format cycling. Spreadsheets are becoming more automated. AI is going to generate more formulas, more models, and more analyses. SheetWhiz makes that work easier to understand, easier to audit, and easier to trust. We're free to try from the Chrome Web Store. Join over 10,000 users at top companies and make your spreadsheet work easier to audit with SheetWhiz. Thank you.